Hello everyone, and peace of Christ all of you. Today our topic is very simple, and we need to learn how to answer those who try to insult Jesus. You see, Muslims always they claim that they are people who love Jesus and they respect Jesus, even they say Jesus peace upon him, and this is something always we hear. But in fact, I never saw anyone insult Jesus as much as the Muslims do, and this is what we prove here every day. Jesus and other names, the Muslim, they use them for one agenda. It's just to worship one man. His name is Muhammad. The purpose of Islam is not to approve Jesus or disapprove. The purpose of Islam is to make Muhammad God. It's not to approve Abraham or not to approve. Those are names just to use for the sake of the agenda. Muhammad, he came in a time where Christianity is widespread, and around him there is Jews. So he knew that those names he need them, and he used them. That's all. But today we will show you a Muslim who made a comment, and as usual we always show you and teach you how to answer Muslims from their own comment. God, he has blood. God, but yet he has blood. Well, your God Allah have a shin, but obviously there's no blood there. I think he have coconut oil. I mean, when you Muslims you believe that your God Allah is a physical being, how even you can complain that your God is better? I mean, when you say that God has a blood, your God has what? Olive oil, car oil, gas. As long as you believe that he is a physical being. And here, not right away, we notice the hypocrisy of this cult. They don't apply the same question they ask us about our God. They don't apply it for their God. Then he says God had a breastfeeding when he was a baby. Well, I don't know, maybe you should show me how he got the breastfeeding. But God who make a breastfeeding for adult is God, and Jesus, because he have a breastfeeding according to you, is a bad person, or he is not qualified to be God. We have a God, his name is Allah or Aka Muhammad, who order Muslim women to do breastfeeding for adult, and this is the God who has no blood. Remember, obviously he have no blood. You know, in Arabic we say ma andah dam, which means he have no shame. What kind of God? He order women, and they are believers, to breastfeed an adult man who is a stranger. To the point even Aisha, anyone want to enter upon her, any man he want to enter into Aisha, he have to admit to one of her sister or nieces, and she have to suckle him from her breast. So your God, for sure he is God. Not like Jesus. According to you, Jesus, he did the breastfeeding from his mother. How he can be God? But Allah must be God. Otherwise, how he come with such a beautiful idea that a man like me, he can go to a woman like your wife, and she will give me her breast, and I will suckle it. And by doing that, I can sit with her. I mean, look at the logic. I suckle her breast, so I can sit with her. Already I got her. So, as you see here, the hypocrisy is amazing. You see, the Muslims, in order to disqualify Jesus from being the good of good, they say things which is very stupid and very naive. Where do you get your source from? That Mary, she breastfeeding for Jesus. I'm not saying this did not happen. I'm saying, where do you get this from? But if it's not written there, I mean, it looked like he was there, and we do not know. But as you see, we have a God who you worship, ordering your mother to give her breast to the taxi driver before she can get in the car. Your mother and the taxi driver, they will go in the back seat, and he have to suckle her 10 different times in 10 different days before she can go with him in the car. So this is how embarrassing Islam is. Now we go to number 2. He eat and he drink and he sleep and he go to the bathroom. Did a Muslim he see Jesus go into the bathroom? Where do you get this from? I want to see it. Maybe you were there too. But I can show you your prophet teaching the Muslims how to do poo-poo, and they sit around him when he's doing it. If you can show me the same, then you are my hero. And if God he drink and he sleep, but isn't it the Bible says when Jesus was asleep in the middle of the storm, still he controlled the storm? Still he controlled the sea? Isn't it this is the same Jesus? Here we go, he's asleep. Your God, he never sleep. Your God, he never sleep. But your God, he could not do anything to Muhammad or to anyone else. You Muslims, even when you pray, when you are sick, you pray to Jesus, you don't pray to Allah. Most of the Christians in the Middle East knew that Muslims, they make a lot of donation to churches. Why? Because when they get ill, they make nudur, which means they supplicate to Jesus, saying, if you recover me, I'm going to donate etc. money from my money to this church. Nobody pray for the God of Muhammad. Then he says, Jesus he fart when his stomach is full of gas. I think the only one is farting is here, because you have to show us reference. However, I can show you your prophet teaching amazing teaching given to him by Allah about farting. And I'm not surprised really, because you are talking about farting, because this is the core teaching of Muhammad. If I type the word farting in the hadith, just type it. I'm not going to type anything. I just type the word fart. Look how many hadith your prophet is making a lecturer about farting. As an example, not necessarily this one, but as an example, your prophet saying that when you Muslims you pray, shaitan he start farting. Now for sure, that's mean your prophet he have a PhD in farting, and he have a very special skills to hear someone nobody can hear it, because only one can hear that fart is your prophet. Do you see it? And your prophet he taught you that if you do fart when you are praying, don't leave the prayer unless you hear it and you smell it. Is that correct? Let us read this hadith, which is fantastic. The knowledge of the prophet of God who have a special PhD in farting. Allah Messenger says, when one of you does not cease to be in the salat as long he is waiting for it, and the angel do not cease praying for one of you as long he remains in the mosque, saying, Allah forgive me, O Allah have mercy upon him, as long he does not commit farting. Do you see it? Now how Muhammad he learned that if he commit farting, Allah will not listen to his message? Obviously Muhammad he was doing that in the mosque, right? And why, by the way, why Allah will not accept your prayer if you fart? Do you think your prayer is carried on with the farting in one box? I mean, Allah supposedly in the 7th galaxy, beyond the 7 seas and the 4 rivers, and one of them is Euphrates and the Nile River. So how your fart will go there?